Yo, what is going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we are going to talk about Bitcoin and all of the news surrounding it today, which is been pretty big, caused a little bit of a pull down in the price, shook a lot of people out, and here we are today, basically going off of the China FUD, where China banned Bitcoin. They're kicking the miners out, which honestly is probably the best thing that could happen to Bitcoin because no more can people say Bitcoin is China coin, all this stuff, too much mining in China. They just banned it and got rid of 90% of their miners. So, before we jump into that, though, we can look at the price of Bitcoin here. We can see this is the Bitcoin chart. So when all of this stuff started happening, all of the FUD started coming out, we saw a big drawdown to this $28,805 level. That's where we had a severe bounce up all the way back up to 33,000 over that, and we ultimately ran up to around like 34, almost $35,000 for a Bitcoin, and we're currently at $33,266. So I think we had a very strong bounce. This is a lot of people who were willing to buy Bitcoin when there was a 2 in front of it. So in the 20s, people are dying to buy Bitcoin, and I don't know how many more times Bitcoin can be pushed down there. There's a lot of buying interest there, and the shorts have collapsed. As we know, they're really all closed out already. So the next step is who knows, but hopefully it is an upward move and not something that is going to take like another trip down under 30K. I would like to avoid that, but you know, we are seeing hard bounces when we get under the 30K level. So who knows in the short term, but I like these prices are very good long term. I mean, 33,000. People were saying when Bitcoin was 60,000, saying, if it was only 33 or if it was only 30,000, I wish I bought in then. And we see the dip now, and those same people aren't willing to buy Bitcoin because it's too risky now. That's just how people work. The psychology of money works. So we have articles like these obviously coming out. We're seeing China crack down on Bitcoin mining and really bringing a hammer down. They're shutting off power to the miners. They are really forcing them out, which I say is a great thing. Maybe short-term volatility in the price and seeing, a lot of price action. But in the long term, it's just looking absolutely great for Bitcoin. Like getting out of China is probably the best thing that could have happened. And we can see Chinese crackdown leads to the miners to go to Florida and Texas. So Miami specifically in Florida, and then the Texas governor has said that they wouldn't mind seeing the Bitcoin miners in Texas. So obviously, want to bring the miners in, get them to start mining there. It'll open up jobs, add money to the economy, do all of that good stuff, as well as get more Bitcoin exposure to the state that you're in and the US in general. So we're seeing that shift of hash rate from China and out to the rest of the world. A lot of it's coming to the US, North America. A lot of it's going to even like other countries as well. So, it's a good thing to get out of China and just kill that narrative altogether. So here we have the as you can see, 20,000 Bitcoin miners cleaned and shipped out of China in the last 2 weeks. The miners are moving. People are on the move, on the run. They want to get out of China. Obviously, cracking down on miners, all of that stuff we already talked about. But this video just shows all the ASICs here, all of them, 20,000 miners being shipped out, and it's actually happening. And basically, the bigger picture of this is if China bans it, you should invest in it. Obviously, they have this whole list here of things that they have banned. And I mean, you can see all of it: Google, YouTube, Facebook, Wikipedia, Reddit, Netflix, Zoom, all of these huge, Instagram, WhatsApp, those are all owned by Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Skype, all of these companies that are banned in China, all of them would have been great investments. Could you imagine Google? So they got banned in 2010. If you had bought Google stock in 2010, you would have made a lot of money. It's just if China bans something, then that is a great sign that you're invested in the right things. So money wise, obviously, you just look back China banned these things, they're great investments. As well as, a lot of people say you can't ban Bitcoin, which I completely agree with. But you can see it validated here. Like, China banned all these companies one time, and they continue to ban Bitcoin every single year because Bitcoin can't be banned. Because Bitcoin, you can't ban you can't stop the Bitcoin network from operating in China. You can try and get people not to use it. You can use threats of being arrested or jail time and make it illegal, but you can't stop a Bitcoin transaction going from China to China or anything like that. So, something to think about. They banned all these companies once, but they still have to ban Bitcoin every single year. And then we have Kathy Woods here bought 1 million shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust during the dip below 30,000. So smart money or big money institutional buyers, whatever you want to call them, are buying Bitcoin, buying the dip under 30,000 was an absolute steal for Bitcoin, and Kathy Woods took advantage of that. But not being able to buy Bitcoin directly, some sort of issue with obviously her funds and stuff that they do. But they can get Grayscale, which is almost like a Bitcoin ETF at this point. And then getting that under 30,000 when Bitcoin was there, as well as she added shares to Coinbase. She had like 200 something thousand shares of Coinbase. So obviously she is very bullish of Bitcoin. Her statement's already out talking about Bitcoin being $500,000 relatively soon. I don't know if she put a time frame on that, but that's her like price prediction, I guess you could say, is Bitcoin to $500,000. And she says $1 trillion for this market for Bitcoin is very small compared to what it can be. So, just people that a lot of people look up to and think, Kathy Woods did a great job in this previous year for investing in previous small time period for investing in stocks and stuff, and got ARK Fund on the map. A lot of people very happy with that. She was in Tesla and got that very cheap. And people called her crazy when she said Tesla could be $1,000 a share before Tesla even reached that, before the splits happened. And Tesla well exceeded that. So maybe she's onto something. And then to wrap this video up, we will just end with this. Obviously, El Salvador's president, him talking about making Bitcoin legal tender and doing all of that for El Salvador and how it benefits everyone. And a lot of people might not even know, like, El Salvador, the people there, it's about 70% don't have a bank account because they just can't. And Bitcoin solves that, because all you need to be involved in the Bitcoin network is internet connection and a phone, that you can connect to the internet and you can be part of the network. So it solves a lot of problems. But this is his interview. We're going to end the video with that. And as always, guys, I will see you in my next video.
You're concerned, but we're a full member of the IMF, a full member of the World Bank, a full member of the IDB. I mean, El Salvador is not a pariah state or this quasi country or whatever. We're a full member. I mean, we have a governor in the IMF. We have El Salvador is a full member of all the organizations, financial and non-financial, like the UN, the OAS. And we're a good behaving and law-abiding country. This is just exercising our sovereign right to adopt legal tenders, like we adopted the US dollar in the year 2001. What's the difference? The only difference probably is the reasons why we are doing this. In 2001, it was probably done for the benefit of the banks, and this decision is done for the benefit of the people. But that shouldn't be a case of too much concern. So I think we have been explaining the things to the World Bank, to the IMF. Sorry, we have been explaining them, and we'll do more explaining if they want to. But the best explaining would come up in September when the law comes into effect and everybody sees how it works and how it benefits the merchants, the small businesses, how it benefits everybody, how it benefits the country in jobs, in economic development, in everything. So, yeah, I mean, they're a little concerned, but I think they're fine with it, and they will be fine with it.